SC Fan Sports, the sports show that is dedicated to the Seattle sports fans. My name is Dave. This is Kevin. Kevin, how are you on the official signing day of Jamal Adams?
Well, it was not that great of a day until I heard the news, and then, boy, it just changed my outlook on today, and I'm as chipper as all can get out.
Well, look at that. We have our safety back.
Yes,
and
we
he
do.
is in the fold. He is on the field practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Practice. So, Kevin, initial reaction, 4 years, $70 million, $17.5 million, and there could be $2 more million added on for incentives down the road. How are you feeling? Initial reaction on this contract for the Seattle Seahawks?
Well, it was better than I actually, I thought it was going to be higher. I know that we've talked about it in the past, and some guy on the other side of me is saying that it's going to be under Bobby, but over 17. So he was pretty right on the money. I'll give you credit, Dave. The thing I liked is that he signed with the $38 million guaranteed. I know he got a $20 million signing bonus. I'm okay with the deal. Let's just play some football.
Okay. Hey, Kevin, I'm like a broke clock. I'm right at least twice a day. That's all I have to say.
I'm not even twice a day. So
right. So here's the thing that, as far as I'm concerned, they were able to get this deal done. From what I understand, we're able to negotiate the signing bonus where he'll be less of a cap hit this year. Kevin, I think that what he now brings, I think he will have even a better attitude this season. He's excited to be with our club. He's talked about how Pete Carroll called his mom after he was signed. I mean, he feels that this is a different class of an organization than the Jets were, and he's going to come out and he's going to be able to perform, I feel, better. He even mentioned that he himself thought that he was fragile last year, and he did a lot of things in this offseason so that he could make sure that he goes deeper into, or he plays more games than he played last year. So I'm excited. I feel that it was a great signing. We were never going to get this guy for cheap. We gave up a lot to get him, and now it's done and over. So now, Kevin, that domino falls. Okay, so the next domino that needs to fall, as far as I'm concerned, has got to be Duane Brown. And I would love to see them extend him for another 2 years. Kevin, your thoughts? Are you wanting him to just play out this year, or do you think that we need to have him around for a couple more seasons after this?
I would love to see him stick around for a few more years. I mean, he's still he grayed out the 8th best tackle in the league last year.
Yeah,
the guy can play. Do I want him here? Absolutely want him here. I don't think this sit in or blame the last performance on, our poor 7th round draft pick, that we have to sign Duane Brown. I'm not doing that. I believe that we need to sign Duane Brown, and we need to keep him in Seattle and win more and more championships with him than I do without him.
But here's the problem, though, Kevin, is he has a lot of the leverage. Because if he sits out until week 8, which he could do, he could sit out until week 8, and then if he doesn't show up by week 8, then his contract basically rolls over another year. So he would be in the same situation as next year. So he does have some leverage up until week 8. So with that being said, I think that Seattle needs to make sure that we give him that extension. We are going to have to keep him happy to a certain extent, because if we keep him happy, then he's going to keep our quarterback, hopefully, less hits on him this year. And that to me, and that's our largest investment, Kevin. Our largest investment is number 3.
Well, yeah, of course.
And if he's not happy and he's not protected, I mean, it's not going to be good. No. So I think that we have to. I think there's more have to than want to in this situation. So yeah, there we go. And then the following domino after that, Kev, is Quandre. I mean, part of the reason that Jamal is able to get up and around the line is because you've got this ball hawk roving around out there. And not only was he recognized by the fans, but he's recognized by his fellow players. He was in the top 100. He came in at number 77.
Yeah.
So his Quandre Diggs is a very good free safety.
Yes.
And, we have been lucky to go from Earl to Quandre Diggs. And I think that he also needs to be signed to a longer term deal. I don't think we could break the bank for him, but we could definitely lock him up for a few more years. Kevin, your thoughts?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I absolutely love Quandre Diggs. I think he is a ball hawk in the center, and he plays the game like Pete wants to be played. And there's not that many guys out there that can do what him and Earl Thomas does. And so 100%, let's sign this guy. Obviously I think Duane Brown's a little bit more critical.
Absolutely.
Although I do believe that we need to sign Quandre Diggs long term. I would like to see him stick around for another 4 or 5 years.
A sideline to sideline free safety they don't grow on trees.
No,
they really don't. That can get from one side of the tree to the other.
Yep.
I think we'd foolish to let him walk. All right, Kevin.
100%.
So we've covered our contract bases. Jamal being signed is good. What's going on with Duane Brown, a little bit, sketchy right now. But let's talk about, I understand that this week we had to go from 90 players on our practice squad down to 85.
Yep.
Kevin, you understand you got some those names. Let's go over those and throw them out, see what the people think.
First of all, Nate Evans got cut, linebacker. He was out of UCF. Most of these guys were undrafted free agents. And then Lucaeus McNeil, tackle out of Louisville. Jordan Miller, cornerback out of UW. Walter Palmore, defensive tackle from the University of Missouri. Anthony Ralph Williams, a wide receiver from North Carolina. And Cameron Scarlett, a running back out of Stanford.
So now it's getting down to the nitty gritty. I mean, now we're going to come in this week. We're playing Denver. We're going to, by the way, you guys, so that make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on notifications. Make sure you leave us comments down below. Tell us how you feel about the Jamal Adams trade.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you give thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you feel you need to do. I know Kevin's always a no on that. Kevin, but we did have some exciting news. We got another defensive end in camp.
Yep.
Alex T. Neither one of us can pronounce his last name, so we're just going to call him Alex T here at C-Fan Sports. Kevin, you got any information on Alex?
Yeah, he's 6'2", 244 pounds, undrafted defensive end / outside linebacker from the University of Colorado in 2020.
And he'll be coming in against Denver Broncos this week. And we're going to have a preview of that game coming up on Thursday.
Yep.
So make sure that you guys, again, hit those notification buttons so you know when we post something new out there so that you guys can get that content first. Kevin, do you have anything else that you wanted to add on today's show?
Yeah, I was excited not only with Jamal Adams signing, but Jamal Adams was out practicing today, along with Rashard Penny and Duane Eskridge. So
Duane Eskridge, the Flash. Love it.
Yep. And then I do want to talk real quickly about somebody that I rewatched part of the game. Jake Curhan, undrafted out of Cal, played every offensive snap. In the first 3 quarters at right tackle, the fourth quarter he played 100% right guard, didn't allow a single quarterback pressure the entire game. Now,
it seemed like everybody was getting in there.
you would think, but
right?
Run blocking, not so good. But the pass protecting, he did a phenomenal job. So it's somebody to keep an eye out. It's hard. I was trying to figure out who he was. So there you go.
All right, Kevin, I have one last thing that I want to bring up before we go. Seahawks fans, let's show that we're classier than LA Rams fans. That was a disgrace this week to see them fighting amongst each other in the stands. Show more class than that. That's all I have, Kevin.
Yep.
All right, man. Go Hawks. That's all I have to say.